welcome back to my channel, the place to be to find more meaning and fulfillment in your life. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to use law of attraction and energy to find more meaning and fulfillment. So if you haven't already subscribed, be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that like button so I know that you want more videos like this one. I'm Dr. Siobhan Franz. I'm a physical therapist and I have been a practicing clinician now for 8 years, and I hit a point in my life where I really wasn't feeling fulfilled by treating patients anymore. Now, let me explain, disclaimer, I enjoy the treatment of the patient, but what I don't enjoy is corporate healthcare. I don't enjoy the time constraints. I don't enjoy the long commute. I don't enjoy having to deal with coworkers who are negative. Are you finding that you're feeling unfulfilled and not feeling like you have the same meaning that you used to have? I'm a creative person by nature. So if I can't create and really feel like I can be expansive and very abundant, then it gets hard. And so what I started to do was dive into more personal development, work with some coaches and mentors and really figuring out what is my purpose? How do I go about feeling fulfilled? And I'm at a point in my life now where I am feeling the most fulfilled that I ever have. And I know what it's like to be in a spot where you just don't know what to do and you're always feeling stuck or always feeling lost. And I was there. So I hope that this video helps you and you're able to find some inspiration, but some actual strategies. So tip number 1 for you is you actually have to admit that you're not in the place that you want to be, that you're not in the place where you're really feeling your creative self. And part of the reason why I feel that people feel burnt out or like they lack that joy and fulfillment is because they're not really being true to their inner desire. They're not living out their exact purpose. And when you're not living out your exact purpose, it's gonna create anxiety. You're gonna have overwhelm. You're gonna start to feel all of the emotions because your inner being, that inner desire that we all have, wants to come out. And what you're doing now for work doesn't actually provide that for you. So you actually have to admit that where you are right now is not your stopping point and you're just gonna move through that. So it's really important to just honor the fact that you don't want to be where you are, and it's okay that you don't want to be where you are. Now you have to appreciate where you are, and that's a whole nother topic, but it's okay and safe to admit that, gosh, I may have worked hard for a degree. Maybe you're watching this and you're not even a clinician, which is totally fine. These strategies and tips will apply, but you just have to say to yourself, I no longer want to be where I am right now. I no longer want to be a financial advisor. I no longer want to be in healthcare or in any form of corporate America, okay? Whatever it might be, you have to just get clear that that's just not what you want and you're not really being creative. My tip number 2 for you is actually writing down, or I like to call it journaling, writing down when do you feel your most creative self. Now, that's really important because if you spend most of your day not being creative or not living out your higher purpose or doing what your inner being really wants you to do, then you may not really have an idea right off the top of your head of what actually allows you to feel creative. So I really do want you to write that down, or journal around it, I should say. So where and when do you feel most creative? When do you feel like you are living out your higher purpose? And I really want you to spew it out. Don't try to write everything in bullet point or be all perfect about it or have an exact sentence. It doesn't matter. You can feel free to rant here, but I'll just say there's something about writing this down and putting the ideas and thoughts actually on paper. So there's no boundaries here. Don't think about, well, I don't think I can do that. Don't worry about what you can and what you can't do. This is about you starting to pull out what's inside of you. Pull out that meaning and that purpose and put it down on paper because you don't want to leave it all up here in your head and you don't necessarily want to type it out. It just doesn't have the exact same, the same affirmation around it. Okay, so the next tip for you is using contrast. So what does that mean? I figured out what I did not like about corporate healthcare. And so because of me seeing a lot of what I don't want and what I don't like anymore, it allowed me to really create what I do like and what I do want. And it just showed me the opposite end of the spectrum. So what is that contrast that you have? What are all the things that you don't like, don't want? And then on the opposite, write what you do like and what you do want. That's your next journal prompt. And my last tip for you is meditation. Now, you guys have seen this is a consistent theme throughout all of my videos where I talk about meditation, because the only answers you're going to find are within. It's when you get still that answers will come to you. Have you ever been in the shower and had this amazing idea? Well, what do you do with that idea? Do you write it down? Do you act on it? Or do you do nothing? Well, that's your inner being talking. That's your inner desire saying, boom, here's an idea, you should go act on it. But every time we don't act on it, we push more of our creative self down. We push more of our inner being down. And there'll come a point where you'll meet all of this resistance and that inner being just wants to like spew out, like vomit. Okay, maybe that was graphic, but you guys get what I'm saying. You are like pushing down all that creativity as if it's garbage, and at the end of the day, that trash can is gonna start piling up. All that creativity is gonna start piling up, so you're gonna like wanna get it out. And when you meditate and you get still, more of those ideas will come to you, and that's gonna help you figure out where it is you're most creative. Maybe right now you're like, I don't even know how to answer any of these questions. I'm completely stuck. That's okay. Start here with the meditation and allow those answers to come to you. You have to be able to quiet all the noise, like everything else around us. We have to be able to quiet what other people's expectations might be of us, making sure that we're not fulfilling their expectations, but we're actually fulfilling our own and being true to who we really want to be. And when you meditate, it will allow that quietness, that inner being to be heard. So when those ideas start to come to you while you are meditating, I want you to write those down, because as quickly as they come when you get them is like as quickly as they can just go away. How many times have you had $1 million idea and you're like, what was that idea again? Like, you just forget whatever it is that you had thought about. So that's why it's really important to write it down. Whether you put it on a piece of paper or keep it on notes in your phone, it doesn't matter. Have a place for where you keep all of your creative ideas that come to you. And then what you're gonna start to find is a common theme of what you really love doing. Understand that this can be a process, and you really have to be gentle with yourself. Give yourself some grace, because if you have been feeling unfulfilled for years, then you can imagine that there's a lot of stuff that you've probably pushed down that your inner being wants to come up. It may not be the easiest thing in the world for you to kind of get it all out right now, so give yourself some grace. I love the fact that you're even on this journey anyways, and you should definitely give yourself some kudos for digging in deeper to the fact that you don't want to live a life of unfulfillment. So you're probably wondering, how is all of this a law of attraction and energy? Well, here's the thing. Law of attraction is just like gravity. It is always working. So law of attraction is inclusive. It's not exclusive. So whatever you're thinking about, feeling about, or focused on is what you will attract into your life. If you're thinking and feeling positive and have a focus on your desires, that's what you'll attract to you. If you are thinking and feeling negative and thinking about the things you don't want, then you're actually going to attract more of the things that you don't want. If you haven't seen this video that I did on how to get rid of negative thoughts, then make sure you check that out right here, because it's more than just thinking positive. We have to learn how to feel, and that's the other component of law of attraction. It's not just thinking, it's also in the feeling. And so that video right here talks about that. So these journal prompts and these tips that I gave you in the beginning, those are all to help you focus on the desire, focus on the thing that you actually want, focus on the creation, because that is how you start using law of attraction, when you shift that focus on the things that you do want. So here's the funny thing, you're using law of attraction even when you're getting the things that you don't want. It's always working, just like gravity. So whatever you have in your life right now, you have attracted more of that thing. So if it's something you're seeing that you don't like, just try and say to yourself, I obviously have attracted that because I was feeling and thinking in some kind of way that more of that came to me. So it's funny when you're around a group of people and they're all complaining, don't you find that you kind of want to complain too, or it's a lot easier for you to complain because more people are? Well, the same thing is happening when people are positive, or people are feeling positive and engaging in creation. You kind of cultivate whatever it is you're feeling. I hope that's making sense for you guys. This is really a beautiful process. It's really fun to explore kind of this like childlike, kid-like dreams that we used to have, because those are real. It's just all of this extra stuff on the outside in our outer world that's placing all of this pressure on us, all of this negativity, all of this blah, right? All that extra nonsense. And so it's up to us to take control of our creative process, and we can certainly think and feel our way into creation and using law of attraction in the way that we want it to be used, which is for positive and more creation rather than getting things that we don't want. Comment below and let me know what you're most excited about on your creation and fulfillment journey. I'd love to hear about that. So if you like this video, make sure you let me know by thumbsing it up, leaving a comment down below, and subscribing to this channel so I know that you want more videos like this one. Share this with your friends or someone you know that is struggling to find that deeper meaning and that deeper purpose. I appreciate you all so very much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in next week's video. Bye!